Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. So let's start off with Abe and Ray. Abe comes there and he's looking to talk to Paulina, and he literally says, "Hey, I'm gonna sit there and confess my love." Now Ray, Ray's not a fan of that. Okay, that's messing up his plan. He ain't having that. Okay. At first, she's like, "Well, I can't believe that you're coming here. I have to be on all hot and cold with her. This, that, and the third." And more or less, Abe is just annoyed. Okay, he's annoyed with the fact that this guy is literally standing in his way. He doesn't like the fact that Ray is in her life as long, along with Lonnie's, like, given his past history. He gets a call from the hospital saying that Eli's awake. Um, and Ray's all like, "Hey, nah, bro, I'm just not there taking her on a getaway, for the whole weekend." And even Abe was like, "Yeah, that doesn't really seem like that tracks. Like, she would leave, her son-in-law in a time of need. Like, that doesn't seem like that makes a lot of sense." Of course, like I said, he gets a call saying that Eli is woke, and more or less, he's just tired of Ray. So I wasn't gonna say he barges on in, but I mean, to be fair, it's not Ray's place either. So he walks on in, and Ray takes a baseball bat and just right over that. So he's out cold. Ray, like an idiot, decides to hide a body behind a couch like he's hiding porn or something. Okay, so at some point, Paulina comes in and Paulina's like, "Yo, I heard, what's going on? I heard a bunch of voices." And more or less, um, Ray's like, "Oh, well, just one of those religious people, whatever, coming at the door, praising the Lord and everything like that." And, Paulina's like, "Yo, listen, this is exactly what I pay a doorman for. So I'm going to sit there and start getting some calls." But, Ray's like, "No, no, no, we got to go. We don't got time for that." And once again, um, Paulina's like, I still don't feel right just leaving Eli and Lonnie in their time of need. But Ray's like, "Hey, we're not gonna be gone that long. We'll be back soon. This, that, and third," and convinces her to kind of drop it and go along with him. So they're about to walk out the door, and Abe starts to wake up. He starts to wake up, and Paulina's like, "Yo, what's that sound?" Ray's like, "No, it's nothing. It's nothing. I ain't hear anything." And after a while, Paulina's like, "No, no, 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 I heard something." And she starts walking behind the couch now. Ray's like, "No, no, there's nothing behind there." If you say that there's nothing behind there when she's already curious, what do you think she's gonna do? So of course she goes behind the couch and she sees Abe on the floor with a pool of blood that's like right around his head. So while that made it look like it just a little beep on the head, I mean he probably swung to kill him. Okay? So now you got blood all over the floor, and Ray's like, "Hey, I can explain." That's a good one. Whenever you act up so bad to the point where you're gonna sit there and say, "Hey, I can explain," no matter what comes out of your mouth, it's going to be the wrong answer. Okay, it's 100% always going to be the wrong answer. So he's all like, "Oh, I can explain this, that, and third," and Paulina gets out of the phone because she wanted to make a phone call, but Ray takes it away from her. And at this point, Paulina's like, "Yep, you didn't change. You're still the same dirtbag from years before." Now, Ray gets so angry that he does one of these, five across the face or whatever. And Paulina's like, "Oh, you gonna hit me? Go on and try. I'm not that same little scale girl that I was all those years ago." But before he even thinks about trying to swing on her, Lonnie comes to the door, gun drawn and everything. And of course, at this point, once again, and I know I've been using that word a lot, but Ray is all like, "Hey, I can explain." Bomb, and she just shoots him. So it seemed like there's gonna be no explaining at that point. Explain with a damn bullet in your damn chest. Now, knowing Lonnie, she probably didn't sit there and shoot to kill. She probably shot him in the shoulder or something to bring him in because she wants. I mean, she wants to kill him, but she'll settle for justice at this point. Now, before that, Eli was not there telling her, "Yo, it was Ray. He's the one that shot me." Now, in the beginning, it's kind of like most of those shows, when they reveal to someone that this person did this, that, and the third, and the other person's like, "No, it can't be. This person said that they reformed, that they changed, that they're a better person. You must be confused." That's literally how that scene played out. But after that was done, and I couldn't, I couldn't wait for that to be done. Um, she's on board. She's on the same plane. She's on the same page of reality as everybody else. I'm not gonna lie. The first couple of seconds, what? No, you're confused. That can't be right. Given this man's history, are you? So Eli tells you everything about Beth. Um, the lies that she was not there telling. And Lonnie kicked herself for it. Lonnie was like, "I should have knew. I should have knew that she was lying." Being a cop, dealing with those situations every day, you kind of get a good sense of when somebody's being honest, when someone's lying, and especially in domestic abuses, situations like that. So that should have just went off right then and there. But to be fair, I will cut her a bit of slack due to the fact that her husband, you know, been shot and, is in a coma. So she wasn't, at 100% when it came towards, being a good detective and stuff. So I cut her some slack. But with that being said, yeah, she was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So she wants to sit there and arrest him. And Eli's like, "No, you can't. You don't want to sit there and take this guy on by yourself. Like, you get him in a corner, he's dangerous." Um, and it's like, "Yo, listen, you guys sit there and try to get back up." But Lonnie's like, "I can't do that. Everyone else is sitting there searching for Sierra's baby. We don't have time for that." So she's like, "Yo, I gotta go now." And she goes to the elevator, sees Julie, and, how she said to Julie? More or less, 1 second. Which, even before you give me that too, like, literally towards the end of the episode, this is where she comes in. I'm just like, why did we wait until the last, whatever. So anyway, she doesn't really talk to Julie that much, and Julie goes to talk to Eli. Finds out all about Ray, and was like, "I knew it. I knew it was like there was something off about her." And I mean, granted, this is one of those times where her instincts were spot on. The way she was being super defensive, but not overbearing about it, but just being like, "Yo, listen, we don't know each other, and if you hurt one of my family, it's your ass." So she was spot on. Um, Now she's kicking herself. She's kicking herself because she told Eli that, "I sent Abe over there. I sent Abe over there." And also, Lonnie wanted to get there faster because she realized that Paulina was with Ray, and Ray is dangerous. So, but yeah, you got Julia Smith there kicking herself for that. Which, I mean, to be fair, that's not her fault. She just told the man to sit there and follow his heart. And eventually he would have got there sooner or later. It just would have been a matter of, if it's too late. Now, here's what I'm trying to understand. So Ray comes in town and he's the big bad or whatever. But towards the end of his run, and I'm assuming this is towards the end of his run, it's starting to just not really make a lot of sense. What was his plan, to take her away and what, marry her and somehow get money for his investments to pay back off? I mean, this, she didn't even want to sit there and go out on a date with him, let alone marry. So I don't understand how Ray was planning on getting his hands on any of her money at all. That was something that just really didn't make any sense. It starts to make you wonder just exactly how well put together his whole storyline was when it came towards when it came towards him being introduced into the show. So Allie is back in the Mara crypt, okay, with Baby Bo. And Al Diablo does what she normally does, what the devil normally does. Monologue like a damn DC villain. But Evan comes in there and Evan finds out that, Allie is, well, really the devil. Now, Evan does call the devil a bunch of different names. I don't know if he says Diablo, but he does sit there and say Lucifer, and one of them is Elzebub. And I'm just like, when the devil was like, yeah, I've never really been a fan of that one. I was like, yeah, I've never really been a fan of that one either. It just sounds so. Ugh. I mean, compared to Lucifer, Morningstar, those are more acceptable names. Um. Anyway, long story short, after that, um, the devil tells Evan his plan. And this is something I've been wondering since Jump. I was like, well, what do you plan on doing with Ciara's baby, whatever? Like, what do you plan on doing? And he tells him that his plan is to get reincarnated to Baby Bo's body because it's a new soul. It's not going to really be so hard to force the baby soul out because he's still new and learning and things of that nature, as opposed to Ali and all the other people he's possessed so far. This wouldn't be really so much of a possession, but an actual reincarnation. So more or less, after that, Ali's like, or the devil's like, yo, listen, this is what I want you to do: kill Ben and Ciara. I need those two to stop searching, um, for me and to like whatever. So my whole thing is like, because as a baby, he's going to be kind of be reborn again and whatever. But I'm like, well, even if you kill Ben and Ciara, they do got family. So what are you going to do? You're just going to have Evan just kill every single person of that's related to Ben and Ciara? Because I mean, Ciara alone is like, I mean, if you look at the family web of the Demaras and the Bradys and the Kariakises, they're so mixed up and tangled that it's like, I feel like at some point somebody must have accidentally wound up kissing a cousin. Seriously, I really feel like at that point somebody must have accidentally wound up kissing a cousin. Um. Anyway, that's the plan. Now, here's something that I find interesting. So at first, Evan wasn't really too on board. Well, at the time, Evan thought that the devil or Ali wanted the baby dead. And he was like, yo, there's certain lines that I don't cross. As a father, that's something that I'm just not doing. But yet you're okay with the innocent baby being possessed or, you know, by the devil? You're cool with that. So the harming and everything like that, no, that's too far. But possessing a baby, well, then that's totally different. What? Bro, you literally came in there, you was like, you had more certain things that you just wouldn't cross the line. And that was one of them. But you're okay with it because why again? I'm just like, what? Anyway, that's the plan. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest. I could have did without all of the Ben and Ciara stuff. Um, Rafe was there, talking for a little bit. Um, Convinced Ciara to sit there and go to the hospital to get checked out. She didn't want to go. She wanted to sit there and be on the search, but she literally just gave birth. So you get to the hospital, and long story short, Ciara's like, you need to go out there and search for our child. I can't do it. I'm going to be light up here. And like you said, when they get the baby back, um, you're going to need a fully healed mother. So he was like, all right, listen, I'll leave, to go search for the baby. Just make sure that you're okay. Honestly, tell you the truth, I feel like that was the only compromise because eventually Ciara is just going to just get out that damn hospital room and go search for her damn child. So she was like, listen, if I can't go, then you got to go. Now, it does seem like this story is coming towards a head, and I know a lot of people are probably happy about that. I mean, let's be honest, the devil went right back to the Democrat, right back to where he was already there twice. That at least I can remember. No, actually three times. But now you're there again, sit there and hang out, and I'm just like, so this is the first place that you decide to go to. Was the place that people have caught you in multiple times. But I remember when I saw that, I was like, what the hell are you doing going back there for? What? Yeah, because that's not one of the places that they're obviously going to sit there and check. It's the damn Demero crap. But to be fair, it took them a while to get back there a second time, so. Alright, I got a random question. So, there was one point where the devil said that, technically I'm not really a sex. Like, I'm not a boy, I'm not a girl or whatever. Explain the reasons why. I don't exactly remember why, but I just remember, devil saying that they didn't have a sex. So why was the devil so happy when, he knew it was a boy? If he didn't have a sex, then why did it matter? Like I remember the devil being like, oh, just what I wanted. Why? Why did you want the baby to be a boy for? What's the difference if it was a girl? You were gonna do the exact same thing anyway. So what's the difference? And I just don't really understand the point of killing off or having Evan kill Ben and Ciara as far as like, oh, they're gonna be, I don't want them to be suitable caretakers are coming after me. You think that just because if you kill Ben and Ciara that the Bradys are just gonna stop looking for their grandchild or their nephew or their family member? I think this is the reason why I'm starting to be a little bit more happy about the fact that it's ending soon because there are just things that are just not really adding up. I mean, granted, there's probably things that wasn't adding up since the get go, but they're really starting to fall apart now. Anyway, I think that's pretty much about it. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go. All right, thank you for watching. Be safe. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. See you in the next video.